Vernon Kay, 48, has spoken out on landing the major gig of taking over Ken Bruce's BBC Radio 2 slot. The star became tearful while discussing being welcomed into the Radio 2 family by his co-stars, while speaking to breakfast show host Zoe Ball, 52. Addressing the announcement this morning, Vernon ignored backlash from listeners over Ken, 72, leaving the station. The star was instead moved to tears while sharing the kind messages he had received from his fellow Radio 2 DJs. He said, "One of the best things that has happened in the past few days is every single person on Radio 2 has messaged me and sent me an amazing either a voicemail, email, a WhatsApp. Just saying how overjoyed that I'm joining the family. I'm getting quite emotional." Vernon admitted he has big shoes to fill taking over from Radio 2 stalwart Ken. He told Zoe, "It is part of us, it is in our DNA, Ken Bruce is mid-mornings. You don't think of any other DJ when you think of that slot. Whatever channel you choose to listen to, whoever is on mid-mornings, it's the Ken Bruce slot. He has made it his own and he is an absolute legend of broadcasting. To be asked to step into those big shoes. It was a big deep breath, I'll be honest with you." Vernon then shared an insight into his family's reaction to the big news, revealing wife Tess Daly, 53, and their 2 daughters are delighted for him. "Obviously I am over the moon and so are my parents and Tess and the kids, but it's the Ken Bruce show and the man has raised the bar so high that I'm just so excited to be able to take the reins. I am absolutely over the moon, I really am," he gushed. It comes after Ken left Radio 2 listeners devastated when he announced he was leaving the BBC last month to front a new mid-morning show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Bauer's Greatest Hits Radio. Ken will host his final 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. show on March 3 after being at the broadcaster for 31 years, during which he created his famous on-air quiz, Pop Master. On Friday, Ken hinted he was having to leave his show sooner than expected, as he tweeted, "I will be presenting my last show on Radio 2 next Friday. I had intended fulfilling my contract until the end of March but the BBC has decided it wants me to leave earlier. Let's enjoy the week ahead." The post from the DJ fueled even more backlash towards Radio 2 bosses, with one Twitter user branding the decision shameful. Another fan added, "No way to treat a loyal servant. Obsessed with change. A stable society has its constants, its reliability, its expectations." Celebrities also joined in sharing their sadness over Ken's departure in the comments section, with Jeremy Clarkson saying, "I'll miss you, Ken." Former BBC News presenter Simon McCoy added, "Their loss." A Ken Bruce fan then shared they would be quitting listening to Radio 2 after his departure, and due to Steve Wright being replaced by Scott Mills. They wrote in response to Radio 2's announcement, "I'm glad you're delighted. With all due respect to Vernon and Scott, why change something that was working perfectly well? Ken and Steve Wright going is the last straw, so farewell Radio 2, from a long-time listener."
To a spot from